Right. I would be discussing question number 10, 12, and 14, 16. That means two grammar questions and two writing questions where you can score about 10, 20, 35 marks. And there would be another teacher who would join by 3 o'clock, and too would discuss some questions relevant to your. Uh, what I should say is this is not a very difficult exam for you to panic. If you have done your job really well from grade 3 onwards, English is something very easy that you can get through really well. So, um, I selected this 2020 paper for you to give you an idea about these questions. Test 10 is based on grammar, and then test 12 is once again based on grammar. Test 14, writing. You know that the official letter as well as the graph writing would be there. And test 16, once again, you have got 15 marks, allocation 15 marks, which uh, you can score an A pass really. First of all, let us do this exercise. I need you to answer. Just write the answers like this. Number one, type the answer. Number two, type the answer. Then later on, we will discuss the answers and the question. Here, underline the most suitable word within brackets. Now, this question is based on grammar and language proficiency. That means you have to have an idea of the prepositions, adjectives, adverbs, then tenses, active, passive, everything, right? So, before we discuss, please type the answers. Yes, I switched off the camera. You can watch the PowerPoint. So just type the answers on the chat, please. Right. Okay. Number one, two, three, likewise. Please type your answers very quickly. I can see some of you all are typing. Yes, please keep on typing, and I need your answers. I will give you the area. Keep on typing. I saw the seventh answer as well. Good. Right. Okay. For the moment, let's discuss the answers. You can read with me. Exercise is one of the best way of keeping depression away. It improves your body and your mind. And I saw most of you have written enable, but how do we get the answer? It is singular. So there should be a singular verb coming as the answer. It enables. Your answer should be enables. I saw most of you have written answers as enable, but it should be enables because the subject here is it. Then the second one, proper is essential. What is essential here? Proper breathe or breathing. The answer is proper breathing, eating, swimming, right? It should be proper breathing is essential. And you should take into, not consider, not considering, but into consideration. Take into consideration. And it can be harmfully harm, but the proper word is it can be harmful. It can be harmful. Once again, an adjective. Number 5, when you get the answer, don't go furthermore because we have to save the time. All good instructors, all good who? Fitting or fit or fitness. All good fitness instructors emphasize the importance of listening to your body. You should use good, judge, judging, or judgment. Good judgment. It should be good judgment because it's easy to make the mistake of using the equipment incorrectly. There should be an adverb, using incorrectly. Exercise should not be seen as a what? As a demanded or demanding task. We have to describe the task there, so it should be demanding task. To increase your fitness, exercise what? Steadily for 20 minutes a week, and also will notice the difference in your body and mind in a few weeks. Here, so you have to now, when you answer these types of questions, that is test 10, consider fitness judging, incorrectly demanding. So like you might have seen, I hardly saw all correct answers. This question is a bit tricky. That means you have to have a knowledge of everything. But when you look at the answer, please study, please find the subject of the sentence. For example, the first one, improve whatever it is, but we have to answer the subject. There should the verb should tally with subject, and also if there's a verb, that verb should be described by an adverb. Also, like nouns should be described by adjectives. Likewise, you have to have a very good idea to answer this question. Test 10. Right, somebody wanted the year of this one. It is 2018, right? Let's go to the next question. Once again, this test 10 in 2010, it was related to reported speech. So I'm not going to discuss at the moment. I will come back to reported speech later. So in 2019, the test was different. It was related to reported speech. Uh, 2010, this one 2020, once again they changed the test type, and they gave you to make the questions. They gave the question words and asked you to prepare the questions. So you can see that test 10 is fairly getting changed annually. Sometimes they had editing questions. Now we don't get much of editing questions in the paper. But shall we try this one? So when you want to make the questions, once again, you have to look at the tense, you have to look at the singular and plural of the subject, right? So shall we try this one also? I can give the answers, but better for you to try answering, right? So we'll try. You want to get the underlined part as the answers. So what are the questions that you are going to make? It's your time once again. Start. Start typing. You can type in the chat. At least a few of you try your answers, then we can discuss. Right, correct. Very good. Most of you are like writing. I know this is a bit difficult, but if you don't try them, there is no purpose of this webinar as well. Okay, for the first question, I got, for the first one, I got two questions. Actually, they would give the answer, but some of you had asked the question as, who is Dr. Arthur C. Clarke? So, and yes, who is Dr. Arthur C. Clarke? He's a famous scientist. There was another question as, who is a famous scientist? Then we get the answer as Dr. Arthur C. Clarke. But here we want the answer as a famous writer. So we have to go for who is Arthur C. Clarke. And then your second question was correct. Even the third question was correct. But when it comes to question number 4, I saw that Dr. Arthur C. Clarke immigrated to Sri Lanka in 1956. So when we make the question there, immigrated, inside this immigration, we have, it is a past tense, we have did as well as immigrate, did and the base verb. So we take did out here, and with did, we don't use past tense verb. So we have to have the question as, when did Arthur C. Clarke immigrate to Sri Lanka? We'll check the answers, but some of you went wrong there as well. And the last one, yes, I saw a correct answer here. The last one, we want the answer 52 years. So to get the 52 years, for how long they have given as, for how long? Did he live there or he lived there? Right. We'll check the answers. Once again, this is a very easy question, but you have to be a bit careful as well. Right. Shall we check the answers? Number 1, who is Dr. Arthur C. Clarke? And don't forget the question marks at the end when you write anything. But here they have given the question marks. That's okay. And second one, in England, where was he born, or where was Dr. Arthur C. Clarke born? And the third one, we want to take the, to become a space scientist, we want that answer. So we have to have the question as, what was his childhood dream? And then Dr. Arthur C. Clarke immigrated to Sri Lanka in 1956. As I told you, when did he immigrate? Not immigrated. Be careful. Number 5, he loved Sri Lanka because it has many beautiful beaches. So our question is, why did he love? Once again, I saw a question as, why he loved Sri Lanka. So we had to change the question as, once again, we had to take did part out, and why did he love Sri Lanka? The last question, that's why I told you these questions are very easy, but some of you go wrong even in these questions without getting the full mark. Number 6, Dr. Arthur C. Clarke lived in Sri Lanka for 52 years. For how long did Arthur C. Clarke live in Sri Lanka? There, you might have noticed that when you make the questions with past tense verb, you have to use did. For example, I eat rice and curry for lunch. So what is the question that we need to make? What do you eat for lunch? I eat rice and curry. So though there are question words, we have to have the be verb as well to make the question. I eat rice and curry. Then the question should be, if I want to get the rice and curry as the answer, what do you eat? If I say I ate rice and curry, your question should be, what did you eat for lunch? If I say I will eat rice and curry for dinner, your question should be, what will you eat for dinner? Likewise, be careful with these question words as well. Very easy, but there are places that we may go wrong. Once again, I think this is last year's question, test 10. If possible, please type the answers. Read the dialogue given below and filling the blanks with the correct form of the verb within brackets. Once again, they have given like the verbs, and you are asked to fill in the blanks using the correct form. That means maybe active, passive, past, future, anything. Carefully you have to read it and type the answers. It's your time once again. And how do you find whether it is active or passive? When the doer is not very important, when the object is in the front as the subject, we can understand those sentences as the passive sentences. For example, I gave a present to her. The subject is I. But if you take the present to the front, we can say a present was given to her by me. Likewise, you have to think once again, check your sentences and type the answers. Nice to see active participation. Go on. Right, good. Most discipline can be followed, is designed, have recruited. Okay. Since the time is a bit challenging, we will discuss the answers. Right. Check your answers. A leaflet. A leaflet yesterday. So there is no person who has done it. The leaflet is the subject. So leaflet yesterday. So our answer should be a leaflet was distributed. It is to the past, past passive. And only 2 courses by the students. Only 2 courses can be followed. I saw answers as could be followed, but your answer should be can be followed. Next one, each course for 3 months. I saw these answers. Yes, there are 2 correct options. Has been designed, is designed. But I have never seen has been designed answer. Is designed I saw. So you have mentioned has designed. So when it is a passive form, there should be been, has been designed. And the next one, give me 1 second. Right. Next one, did you see this? Only 20 students, sorry, only 22 students are recruited or will be recruited. Final one, the courses are funded or will be funded. So it can be the future passive form or present passive form. Some of you all need to revise. Can't we say can recruited? Now it should be put a passive. I don't know whether you are puta or dua. Anyway, I am telling as puta. It should be passive form. So to be passive, it should be can be. Right? Shall we go to the next question? It is not a question actually, I suppose. Just to give you an idea of active and passive. You can take a screenshot, and as I told, we are going to discuss more about writing and vocabulary and grammar. We will share some reading materials with you. Later you can revise or do them at home. Now here, please have a screenshot and study this present tense, active and passive form, present continuous, past, past continuous, present perfect, past perfect, future simple. Likewise, please study these active and passive sentences. Earlier they gave sentences, but now they are giving them in dialogues or in paragraphs, right? So please study, and you can score the whole marks in that one. Now here another slide I have given. Active voice tell us what a person or thing does, and passive voice tell us what is done to someone or something. The subject performs the action. Now here the subject is being acted upon. That means subject, verb, object. Object is important in the passive voice, right? That is why we keep on adding the be verbs. Anna painted the house. The house was painted by Anna. The teacher always answers the students' questions. The students' questions are answered by the teacher. All posted the video online. The video was posted online by all. You can take screenshots and study them. And please, before you go to the exam, study your grade 10, 11 books. And I saw recently simple topics, they have been started from grade 6 onwards, writing topics. So you can go through them as well. Now for active voice, subject, verb, object is there. She was singing a song. When it comes to passive, songs come to the front. A song is singular and it is continuous form, past continuous. Therefore, we need to add BEING. So in the slide before this, you saw all these things, and please study them before the exam. Right. This is another question. You can take 1 minute to answer this one. Or you can get a screenshot and we can answer later because I don't have much time. Why we use being? That is because a rule in English, actually we don't have those rules in Sinhala, because sometimes we don't have capitals in Sinhala and we don't have ing forms in Sinhala. But that's why, because it is a rule in English, when we want to use the passive form in the continuous form, we have to use BEING, being. And with has and have, that the present perfect and the past perfect, we have to use been, BEEN, right? Here I will give you the answers because we are fighting with the time. You can have a screenshot and then here are the answers. I will give you the answers. You can check your answers later. These are the answers. You can Once again, take a screenshot and check your answers as well. Here is another question. We'll do this. Unfortunately, I cannot listen to your voices. Otherwise, we would have discussed the answers. Mr. Raj is a technician and lives in a small town in Nagoda. Every day, I wanted to discuss with you. Every day, that is the present tense. When you describe about daily routines, you have to use the present tense. Every day we brush our teeth, we wash our face. I don't know whether you all are doing it now or not, but anyway, we have to do it, right? So every day he gets up at 5 o'clock in the morning. He helps his son to get ready to go to school while his wife prepares. Now here all those three verbs related to the everyday action. That means the daily routine. And then number 4, just look at number 4. This morning, his wife, that means now in the morning, the action has passed. This morning, his wife burned her hand. So, Mr. Raj, doctor, took her to the doctor. After the doctor, this is another sentence I want you to pay attention. There are two verbs. After the doctor blank, after the doctor blank her, Mr. Raj home with his wife. So there are two actions happening. In Sinhalese also, Avasana Kriyav and Purva Kriyav. Likewise, the final action is Mr. Raj home. So that is the past tense. The actions before the past should have past perfect form. So for the sixth one, you have to have past perfect. After the doctor had treated her, Mr. Raj came home with his wife. That was the last action, and action before that should have had form, past perfect form. Remember that if there are two past tense verbs, one should be past and the other one should be had form. Then question number 8, that means 8 blank. Mr. Raj's wife. Now, once again, our tense is changed. Earlier we had the present tense, then we had the past and the past perfect form. Now means there should be something is happening at the moment. So we have to use continuous form here. Mr. Raj's wife is resting at home now. Mr. Raj attends to the homework and doing. Once again, there are two actions. That's why we use attends and doing the cooking. Tomorrow, that is in the future, tomorrow he will take his wife to the doctor again. See, a very simple paragraph with all the types of verb forms here. So try this at home. Once again, do this alone and check your answers. It's a very good question for you all. This one also, filling the blanks with the words given within. I deliberately selected some past papers for you to give an idea of the questions. Once again, this is test 11. In 2019, I told you there were 3 grammar questions. 2019, but 2021 there were only 3 grammar questions, but 20 and 21 there were only 2 grammar questions in the second paper. So this is another question that you can try. Answers are here. 2019 paper. I will share the PowerPoint with you anyway. The questions I will share with you all. Yeah, there would be in the second paper, probably there would be, we hope that there would be 2 grammar questions, 10 and 12. Once again, they are called language proficiency. So they are based on different components. I want you to do some reported speech with you. Now we discuss, this is also related to active and passive voice. You can do them later. This one once again, uh, reported active passive. Now here, shall we do this one? Brother, tell me about Cricket World Cup. Well, it is held every 4 years. Can you please type the answers very quickly for this one? Can you try? But if you don't want to try once again, this one, because now this is a sport event, which once again passive voice, right? And I am not going to give you the answers. You have to try it. It, passive voice. The first World Cup, once again it is passive. Number 5, it, once again passive by West Indies. You can see with it, that is clearly passive voice. And last one, it, 2023. It's a very good question. You can try it. Try the answers. Yeah, number 1, considered. It is considered. DERED. Correct. කවුද මේ පුතා? CG. Yes, your answers are correct. Right. Let's move. I think this is last year's question, and they have given, you received the following email, and also the text types are different. Earlier, they just gave us paragraphs, sentences, but now they are also giving us different text types, like notes, notices, invitations, and so on. So they have given us this email and ask you to fill in the blanks. You receive the following email from your friend, and they are asking you to conversation means they might give dialogues for you to write dialogues. We call them dialogues. Right? So there are sometimes they will give one phrase, as well as now here in the third one, they have given 2 phrases for you to write the answers. I'm stuck with this chat box. Give me 1 second. Right, okay. So thank you for your email. I'm pleased to hear that you are having a good time in the there recently. How England course going on? How? It's a direct question. How is? I a wonderful time in Japan last week. So it is past tense. You know what is the past tense of have? It should be had. I was love to stay love to stay with Japanese family for a week. You not believe. You will not. You would not. You will not believe. I had to learn Japanese customs very quickly. I have a lot more to tell you. I get back. I will get back to you since I can. Once I come back, give my regards to all in your family, right? Okay, that means they are giving different text types, current text types for you all. Here are the answers. Yeah. Sure, your answer is correct as well. Please take a screenshot of this one, otherwise we are running out of time. Test 12, I think we have discussed a bit more on text 12. This is another question that you had to use question words. How much, where, what, may, would. This is from a practice paper actually. Right. Now we have come to the next activity, that is the tips to write descriptions. That means in question number 14, you have got the formal letter writing as well as I told you, interpreting a graph. Most of you are writing the graphs. That's why I thought of discussing this one. Tips to write the description. Copy the first sentence, making necessary changes. Especially, they give the following bar chart. Then you have to have the above bar chart, and you can get bar charts, pie charts, and then tables. Sometimes they have not given line charts, and they have not given anything to compare as well still. So and divide your writing the description into 3 paragraphs. In introduction, in the introduction you can talk about the graph, and then if it is a graph you can talk about the horizontal and vertical uh, axis, and then you can tell about the different activities they have used. And in the second part, that is in the body paragraph, you can talk about the highest, least, equals, likewise. And in the final one, you can give the conclusion. Then it would be a nice, very good answer for question number 14, which you can score the whole marks. Here I have got a question. I have given you the answer as well. The following graph shows extra activities done by grade 10 students of Vidyaloka Vidyalaya to improve their English language skills. Write a description. Now, as I told you, look at the introduction, the above bar graph. In the question, it says the following bar graph. And from the question, we can take the same thing. The above bar graph shows extra activities done by grade 10 students of Vidyaloka Vidyalaya to improve their English language skills. Right? The same thing can be taken at the first sentence. And the second sentence, that means likes. We can discuss that part here. It is there. Just we will discuss the vertical and the horizontal axis. Now, if you talk about only one part, that means vertical axis depicts. Now, here they have written about both together. So, we have to use a plural form here, represent. But if it is only about one axis, you have to, yes, you can. I will come to that point. You have to use represent. There are some words as depicts, tells, right? Those words also can be used. Now, the vertical and horizontal. If you take both the lines separately, you have to say the vertical axis depicts and the horizontal axis depicts, right? Or represents. There should be S if it is only one. Then you can talk about the activities. The activities are watching films, taking part in competitions, etc. Because we have to consider about the number of words as well. There we have to be very tactful. And then the second one, the body of the description, according to the paragraph, their most popular activity is watching films. Most number of students like watching film, right? Then least number of students make diary entries. Number of students. So it should be plural form. While an equal number of students read books and sing songs. There you can talk about the highest number, least number, and then equal number. Then you can compare. Madam, why this paragraph use present tense, but it has done word. Normally, when we are writing a description, for example, when we describe a picture also, we are using present tense. We think that it is something happening at the moment, but here we are using some passive form as well. That is why we are using both present continuous as well as simple passive form, both things, right? And what did I say? I told you to write the highest number, least number, equal number, and then compare. For example, if we take watching films and taking part in competitions, so most number of students like watching films than taking parts of competition. So if you take the most activity should come first. If you take least part, the least activity should come first. And when we come to the final section, that means for starting means that means can you please type your sentence so that it is clear to me? Right? Can you please type your sentence? Then it is clear to me, your question. That means you want to use highest here. Yes, you can. Sometimes down here they have given some words. That's why we are using the words given by them. According to the bar graph, the highest number of students prepare. Yes, you can. But here they have given the words. Can you see the words at the end of the question before the bar graph? That's why we are using these words: most, equal, least, more popular, less than, less popular. That's why we have used those words since they have given, but it is not compulsory to use them. You can use your own words as well. Somebody asks about the last paragraph. Yes, you can tell about your opinion. Look at the last one. So it is clear that these students prefer entertaining activities for improving their English language. Sometimes some children say that, in my opinion, the most, once again, they repeat the first sentence. But if you repeat the first sentence, the highest number and the least number, but you can reword them. Don't use the same thing that you have used or written in the body, that means in the second paragraph at the end of the description. If you want to use, you can reword. So no, it is not compulsory. They say that you may use the words. Now here, the following words will help you. Like as I told you, if you write about the whole thing, that means changing the question line, then you can write about horizontal axis, then you can write about the vertical axis, then you can talk about the highest, least, equal, and then some comparisons, and finally you can write about your opinion. And it is not compulsory to use the highest number of students done watching. Why do you want to use done here? The highest number of students. You can say enjoy. You can say the do done. There should not be done. The highest number of students in like watching TV, films. Right? Done. Don't use the word done there. Yes, percentage is given in pie charts. We will go to that as well. Now, if it is clear, is it clear to you? So the final paragraph can be started with, in my opinion, according to the one, and likewise, you can say, right? And I will show you a pie chart as well. This is another bar graph. And once again, here is the pie chart. Now here you can talk about what? The percentage. This pie chart shows how Mr. Pereira spends his salary in the month of July 2019 on various household needs. He spent his salary on food, education, clothes, savings, transport, electricity, and other minor needs. That is the introduction. He spends 25% of his salary on food. There you talk about the percentage because they have not given the numbers in the pie chart. And look at the final one. According to the pie chart, he spent the highest percentage of his salary on food. Right? So therefore, you can use different kind of like, Madam, can I write the conclusion start with according to the bar graph? Yeah, sure. That is correct. Right. So in the bar graph, the pie chart, it is this. And once again, another pie chart is here. This is another thing that you may get, that is the table. We are drawing the graph with the use of tables. So sometimes they may give tables for you to interpret. This is another table. Yeah, you can use. You can use majority and minority as well. Right? As I told you, don't repeat the same thing, same words as in the body. Right? And please take down this table as well. There you can use You can interpret the table as well. Sure. Right. Can't see the screen. Can you please have a screenshot of this one as well? This table shows we are 125 students of our school, and this the final one, the information in the table gives on indication. So please take a screenshot of this table, because I have to swap with the other madam. And here are some bar graphs, and this is another Venn diagram talking about Sri Lanka and India. The Venn diagram shows similarities and differences between India and Sri Lanka. Then you can talk about Sri Lanka, you can talk about India, and you can talk about the common points as well. It is similar to the bar graph, pie chart, and so on. Then here's another table for you to answer. And formal letters, please go through the formal letters as well. Direct speech, reported speech. Since I don't have time, I will run through the slides. Please take a note of direct speech and reported speech as well. Present tense into past simple, present continuous into past continuous, present perfect into past continuous, past perfect continuous likewise. Please go through them. And in reported speech, there are some changes in the reporting today to that day, now to then. Likewise, there are differences in the tenses as well, will, would, can, could, and then there are differences or the changes in direct speech, the pronouns as well. There are 3 changes. Please make note of them and go through the reported speech as well. And we have to report statements, we have to report questions, we have to report instructions as well. I have given you the slides. Please take some screenshots. Right? Lucy, do you have a laptop? Lucy asked me. There we don't have that, but we, instead of that, we use if or whether I had a laptop. Right? Question words, reported questions, and reporting instructions, direct speech and reporting instructions. Direct speech, open the door. Reported speech, he ordered me to open the door. Likewise, please get the screenshots. And here is a question on reported speech. These are some questions we have given on reported speech. I will ask them to share with you. And please think of doing question number 16 as well, because there you gain 15 marks. Essay, dialogue, story, or speech, then article. So here we have some examples of questions. I'm sure that you would be able to do all these things properly, because you have joined this webinar since you have an interest of the subject. And here, if closes, if you work hard, you will pass the exam, right? Take a note of all these things. And then phrasal verbs, countable, uncountable as well. I think you have to join with Madam Kumari to continue the next few questions. And I wish you a very good luck for all your life. You may get all your desires and may you get success on every single step. I wish you all the best of luck, right? And if you have any questions, please keep on typing. I will come back.
and 3. So you will have to read a lot through the paper and get the answers, because the answers are given in the paper itself. And usually, approximately, you will get 65 marks. That is a B pass in the paper itself, if you correctly answer the questions, right? It is not a big dream that you get an A pass, but still you have a B pass in the question itself. So we are going to start. This is how the marks are allocated for writing questions. In paper 1, you have 2 writing questions, and altogether we have 10 marks. And paper 2, you have 25 marks. So these are the distribution of marks for content 2, language 3 in the first paper. When it comes to content, it is, I think you already know this. All the points that is included in the question that is asked should be included in the writing. So that is, you get 2 marks for that. Language, it is for grammar, spelling, and punctuation marks. So other than that, in paper 2, you get 2 marks for organization and 2 marks for mechanics of writing in question number 14. So usually these 4 marks we give like just to offer you a mark, like pinata lakuna denawa, right? Because when it comes to 14, organization means how you distribute your writing with paragraphs. The first paragraph, the second paragraph, and the third paragraph. So you must have known this, the introductory paragraph, then the body, and the conclusion paragraph. So you will get automatically 2 marks for that. So when it comes to M, that is mechanics of writing. So you have to start with capitals, and where I have the capital and simple letters, those things, and then punctuation marks. So whether you put a full stop, comma, question marks, or those things. So it is like automatically you get these 4 marks, right? If you write the content correctly with good language, so you will get another 4 bonus marks. Even in question number 16, if you touch it, when you are going to deserve an A pass, definitely you have to touch question number 16. So maybe an essay, maybe an article, maybe a speech or story or a dialogue, right? So you will have to touch this to deserve an A pass. So content 5, language 5, organization 2, that is how you paragraph, geotext, the answer, and then mechanics of writing, there you get 3 marks. Altogether 5 marks are allocated, kind of a bonus mark, right, for you. So you will have to write these in your answers, right? So we just analyze the writing questions in the first paper, question 6. It is 16 and 17, those are notices. Again, 18 a note, and 19, 20 notices again. 21, the last, it is a lost notice, and this time maybe a note, maybe an invitation, maybe an announcement, or an email, right? So I think your teachers have done these things, but today we will touch upon these things very quickly. Now see where you just, these are instances where you lose your marks, right? We always emphasize you to write short sentences, right? Not to show off your English, but when you go for simple, correct sentences, you will get more marks. Now here, for language, only a few correct sentences, you get only 1 mark. If it is 1 mark, it's very less, right? I mean, if there are no errors in a sentence, so we consider that as a correct sentence. So we have to be very careful, and also you have to check what you have written. So there you will find a lot of mistakes that you have done. I mean, not purposely, but maybe silly mistakes. Right. Now, can you just find the information to the below grid from the notice here quickly? Yes, I'll give 1 minute. Yes, you can type that on the chat. Otherwise, what is the date? Did you find the date? There are 2 dates. What is the correct date here? Yes, then time. The answers are on the chat box, right? Yes, time. Yes, then venue. Venue is the place. Then, yes. So if it is school auditorium, that will be enough when you extract the answers, right? So audience, who will be the audience here? Yes. Right. So you have got the answers here. Well done. And we'll move on to the next activity. Right. This is a lost notice. And of course, last year we got a lost notice. And see whether you can find the answers for the print. And you can just type it on the chat. What is the purpose? All right, purpose, yes, finding a lost school bag. Place, where was it lost? Yes, in the school. Day it was lost. Yes, is it the day exactly given here? Yes, it's on the English, school English day, that is the day. Information of the lost item. Yes, black color, the brand is Adidas. What else? It has a red strap. There are some books inside, writing books inside, and a pencil case, and also the drama costume. Request made. What is the request made? To call, to give a call, right? So that I think you have got the idea here. So we'll move on to the next one, right? See whether you can use the appropriate preposition for this. If it is 1st July, what is the preposition? Preposition, yes, it's a date, yeah. So usually for days and dates, it is on. For time, at. If it is a duration of time, from to. If it is a duration of time, for example, 11 a.m., 12 p.m. So from 11 a.m. to 12 p.m. The school main hall. Yes. In, yes. So that it is easy, right? Now there's a format, like now see, usually we write notices in using passive voice. Right, now see whether you can answer this. You are the secretary of the Senior Literary Association of your school. You have organized a short story writing competition. write a notice to be put up on the notice board announcing this event. Include the following. Now, as I told you, this include, so these are the includes, participants, their age and grade, length of the story, and closing date. So you will have to include all these points when you have to get all the 2 marks, right? For content, you will receive 2 marks now. So you will have to complete all these things. You have to include all these points, right? So there's an easy way of writing a notice, like taking or extracting some of the phrases and words from the question itself. So here, what are the words and phrases that you can copy to write your notice? So you won't go wrong in your spelling. So can you just see what type of phrases and words that you can take or extract from the question? And also there's another point, sorry, prizes will be awarded for the winners, right? So this phrase, the Senior Literary Association of your school, that can be taken to your notice, right? So you won't go wrong in your spelling. So when you go for wrong spellings, definitely the marks will be deducted, right? There's only 5 marks for here, right? So at least out of 40, the first paper, when you want to get an A pass, definitely you should be able to get at least 38 marks, right? For these small activities, you can score all the 5 marks. And also, you have organized a short story competition. There, instead of you have, we can add has. So the sentence will come like, we start with a capital, the Senior Literary Association of, so your should be our, school has organized a short story writing competition. So that will be your first sentence. Some students may think that if you copy from the question itself, the markers will deduct marks. No, it's not that, right? So if you go for correct spelling and correct grammar, we will afford you the whole mark, right? Whether it is from the question itself, no harm. It's not copying, but I mean, using your brain, you're copying this. So we'll see the, if you can take a screenshot here, it's better, right? So you can refer when you come to the answer. Now, see, you have to write within 40 or 50 to 60 words. Now, as I told you, the Senior Literary Association of our school has organized a short story writing competition. So we have copied that whole phrase to mark the school literacy day, even to mark the school English day. Never. The competition is open to all the students from grade 6 upwards. The following are the age categories. Now see, they have asked you to write the age and the group. So it is written in point form, 11 to 13, 14 to 16, 17 to 18. Now again, they have asked the length of the story. So we have copied the same thing. The length of the story must be not less than 250 words. And the closing date will be, it's very, very simple sentences right here. Will be. Please hand over the written stories to the class monitor on or before the closing date. So there is an added information that should be needed for the notice. So now if you can see here, prizes that will be awarded for the winners, it is given like prizes for the winners will be awarded on the literacy day. So it is half of the point is already copied here, and we have added a little more words here. Right, the secretary should come here. It's I think alignment error here. right? Secretary, the Senior Literary Association, that is on the right side. And you have to put the date here. So it is noted, you have to write the notice here on top. Okay, you can get a screenshot and compare your question and the answer together, right? So the next question. You are the secretary of the environmental club of your school. You have planned to invite Mr. Hayeshan Silva, the public health officer from the municipal council, to speak to the members on how to eradicate dengue menace. Write a notice inviting the members. So members here in the environmental club. Date, time, place, name of the speaker. So it is easy. Right, you can take a screenshot here and try writing an answer. So likewise, what we have done earlier, the environmental club of our school has planned to invite Mr. Harshen De Silva, the public health officer from Municipal Council Kandy, to speak to the members of the club on how to eradicate dengue menace. So the next sentence will be, it will be held on, at, in. So if you have used all these, the notice is complete, right? So how do you say that to invite the members? All the members of the environmental club are invited, So it is better using invited instead of welcome. All the members of the environmental club are invited. If you have any question regarding this, right? So it is how you copy the question to your answer and get full marks. If you have any doubt, just type it on the chat box, right? So we'll move on to the next. This is an activity that you have to do. So this is a question that has been taken from an exam paper. So you can take a screenshot and try writing an answer. Here also, the Young Photographers Club of our school and the members have. Here you have to use have because members and the Photographers Club. Right? An exhibition at the term end. So until here, at the end, you can copy the phrase, the whole phrase, and paste it in your answer. So you have to invite both the teachers and the students. So how are you going to, it will be held, right? So I have to write, it will be held on, at, in. So if you want to write a duration from 8 a.m. to 2 p.m., something like that. And also, all the teachers and the students are invited to see the exhibition. So those are the points that you have to keep in mind. So we have included date, time, and venue. Venue in the school main hall auditorium. So it is better if you can write auditorium or the main hall. And also who the chief guest is. How do you write this? The chief guest is Mr. ABC Bandara, the Director of Education. So those phrases can be just by hearted and go. Then you will not waste more time on those, thinking of the person and those things. Don't waste your time. And also you have to write the exhibits, right? Photos on wildlife, birds, waterfalls will be exhibited. So that will be the sentence for the last point. Photos on the wildlife, birds, waterfalls, etc. will be the exhibits, will be shown. Right. Any questions regarding notices? Just, yeah, you can just type on the chat box, right? If you have any doubts on notices. So you have to go for the easiest way when you handle notices, right? So you won't go wrong. Right. Next, we will move on to notes. So here you have to consider these points. Pick up the words as we have done in notices from the question itself, underline the keywords. So you can underline with the pencil in the paper itself, and later on you can even erase it, otherwise no harm. But use a pencil and underline the keywords that you can pick up from the question itself. Then you have to write a date. It is optional. If your teachers have told you not to put the date, no harm, but you have to consider, you have to read the question and see whether it is necessary or not. Sometimes you may have to write the date. Sometimes you may not. And name of the sender. So you can start with dear or without dear. Dear Dinidu or just Dinidu. So next you have to write the important points, because so you are writing this. Now there's a question how to write the chief guest. So the chief guest will be Mr. or Mrs. any name, right? You can write your own name, so you won't go wrong. The chief guest will be Mrs. Kumari Digala, comma, the Director of Education, Central Province, something like that. Okay. So you go for your own names. So you won't waste your time there. The chief guest will be. Right, we'll go on to the this thing again. Keep your sentences short. Do you know what is the reason of this? Keep your sentences short. You can show your lengthy sentences in question number 16, but here it is only 5 marks, very short, and if you go wrong, you will lose your marks, right? So we have experienced many students when they go to write lengthy sentences, so they lose marks because if there are mistakes, we mark them with the red pen, right? If there are mistakes in all the sentences, we are not going to put ticks. If there are no ticks, no marks, right? So that is how we check your grammar language. So that you have to keep your sentences short. Check whether you have included all the includes. Include means now in the notice we have discussed, include the following, something like that. Keep your note organized. So you have to have a flow, right? There's kind of an organization. Even in your mother tongue, when you write answers in your mother tongue, first this, second this, like that you move on. So it is the same way that you have to write your notes. And sign off means you have to just put your name, right? So these are the things that you have to consider. So this is a sample. You have to stay after school for music practices today. Today. You couldn't tell it to your mother. So it is the same day that you have practices, but you couldn't tell it to your mother in the morning. Write a note to be sent to your mother through a friend. Now you're going to stay after school. So you're going to send this message through one of your friends in your neighbor. Include the following. Why you have to stay. Now, can you just copy some of the phrases for this point? Yes, definitely, right? So you just cut you and put I. Instead of you put I. I have to stay after school for music practices today. The same sentence you can copy, right? Replacing you to I. Don't be afraid that we will cut the marks. No, right? The same point. Where you will be and with whom. So if it is music practices, usually, it is common sense. You will stay in the music room, right? With whom means who are the other friends that will be staying with you. How long it will take? So it will take how many hours? It will take about 2 hours. When you hope to come back? So instead of you write I hope to come back home. around 5 p.m., something like that. So more, I mean 75% of the answer can be drafted from the question itself. So no marks will be deducted if you copy. Now see, now if you can take a screenshot here, it's better, right? You can compare the answers. Mother, I am sorry. So first you have to apologize because in the morning you couldn't tell, right? Because amma බත් එකයි ඔක්කොම බැඳලා දීලත් කියලා එන්න බැරි වුණානේ. So first of all you have to say sorry. Mother, even amma of course we accept, right? I couldn't tell you in the morning that I have music practices. So I have to stay after school for music practices. That is the same sentence that we have copied from the question. I'll be in the school music room. See how easy, simple this is with Nimna and Gyani. It will take about 2 hours to finish and hope by 3 p.m. Did you get it? So now see very short sentences. And you have copied most of the things from the question. So if you write like this, the whole marks will be awarded. As markers, we usually look at your papers in a student-friendly manner, right? We are not going to cut your marks, but we are going to pass you, but with correct English and the content. Right, now we are going to write a reply to this. So sometimes you will be given a note and write a suitable reply. When it comes to suitable reply, now there are 2 things that you have to remember. Suitable reply, if it is a suitable reply, you can say yes or you can say no, right? So first you have to think which of these I can write more. Now here we are just accumulating marks now. We are just, collecting marks so that even if you don't like, if you have more points to write about yes, write about yes. So we are thinking about the marks here, right? O level, we are just thinking about the marks. So if there are more points on yes, write yes. If you have more points on no, write about no, if it is a suitable reply. And also sometimes there will be some clues like write a suitable reply declining. Declining means say no. Unable, that is also no. Refusing, again no. Rejecting, that is also no. So those, if those words appear in the question, so you have to deny or you have to say no. If it is a suitable reply or accepting, saying yes, you have to write okay, right? So I need to do an assignment on birds. Can you join me to go to the zoo to collect some feathers? Now there are some questions that you have to answer in your reply, okay? Is this weekend fine with you? There are 2 questions so far. Please get permission from your parents. There's another sentence that you can add there. If you are coming, can you bring your camera too? There's another question, right? So when you write the reply, you have to answer these all questions. That is included. That is, those things are the includes. Thank you for inviting me to go to the zoo with you, because there are many other friends, but Kalani has specifically invited Nikki. So you have to thank, right? Thank you. Now here also, you can't go for your own names because the names are given. When you write a reply, always for the given note, the names are given. So you have to change the receiver and the sender and write the same names. You can't go for your names, right? You have to think, remember this. Thank you for inviting me. That is a phrase that you can by heart. Thank you for inviting me to go to the zoo with you. I love to join you to collect the feathers, because you have to go for 50 to 60 words, right? You have to extend some information, you have to include, relevant information to extend your note. This Sunday evening would be fine for me. I got the permission from my parents too. Now see, can you get the permission from your parents? I got the permission because she has already decided to go on Sunday evening. So already got the permission. I also have some feathers which I have collected from my home garden. There's an additional information here because, so I have to extend it to 50 to 60. I have got some feathers with me. That will be also enough. I have collected those from my home garden. So you can break this sentence into two words. No harm. I'll bring them too on Sunday. So the last, now here, if you are coming, can you bring the camera? For that, the answer, sure, I can bring my camera with me. So the points are included. If you write like this, you will get the whole 5 marks. Right. So anything regarding, any questions regarding notes? If you have, please type them on the chat, right? So we will moving on. We have less time. So if it is an email, you will be getting a format like this. So can you see my cursor moving? So two, when you have to write an email address. Usually you get the small case, simple letter with @mark and gmail.com, something like that, or yahoo.com. So you will write it, you will have to write it here in this space, the place where I move my cursor, right? CC means a copy. You don't want to write here some, that is a copy to another person. Even if you leave this blank, no harm, keep it blank. Subject means, now here, write an email to your friend about your experiencing participating in the English drama competition and winning it. So the subject will be, so you can copy the English Day drama competition. So that will be the subject. And the body, it is more or less the same like this. So in the body, you can write this kind of this thing, right? So dear Nikki, I'm happy to say that I have got some experience in participating in the English Day drama competition in our school held last week. I was so happy to share my experience with you. I participated in the drama Merchant of Venice, and we won the first place, so something like that. And our drama teacher helped us along with our English teacher. So we got many experience sharing our ideas, something like that. My friends, so and so also participated in this. So that kind of a body would be here, right? It is same as the note. Not a note, is note. All right. So it is easy. Right. There's another thing that I have to tell. So we talked about notices, then notes, then emails, and again there will be an announcement. Announcement is similar to a notice, right? Notice is a written version of an announcement. When you write an announcement in the paper, first you are not going to write on top announcement. No. But instead you write attention please. What is it? Attention please. Or else may I have your attention, because announcements are spoken out. So some people will be hearing this, right? So you have to write, may I take your attention, please, or else attention, please. That will be enough. You are not going to write announcement on top. No, right? And then the body will be the same as a notice. The body will be same as a notice. So as I told you, email, similar to a note, announcement, similar to a notice, right? And also, you are not going to write the date that we write, if you can, here, the date, 15th May 2023, that of course you are not writing, okay? But the other things you are writing. That is on no announcement. No, announcements are equal to notices. Emails are equals to notes. And there's another one, writing an invitation. So there's a special phrase. Now, if it is, I mean, for English Day competition, you are going to invite somebody as the judge. The English Association of our school cordially invites Mr. So and so as the chief guest, as the judge for their annual English Day drama competition or something like that. Okay, the special phrase is cordially invites. So that is about invitations. Sometimes you may be asked to write an invitation in a note. So for example, if there's a birthday party arranged in your home and you are inviting one of your friends. So how are you going to write it? My birthday falls on this day, so that I am going to I have arranged a small party for some of my friends. So I would like to invite you. So you can write the date. It will be on this day at this time. Please come with your sister. If you can, bring your camera too, or the guitar, something like that. Okay. So we'll be move on to writing paragraphs. So these are the topics that appeared in these papers. The job I like most, the value of friends, an unforgettable day on my life, an interesting person I know, my best friend, the book I like most, place where I live, spend my free time, helpful person, place I like to visit. Some of the, good health habits in the classroom and unforgettable incident in my life. So some of the topics are repeated. So if it is about a person, you can write about the same person. If there's a person like my best friend, if you have some information about your father, mother, or the class teacher or somebody, so you maybe best friend, right? And also a person I like, the same person you can write on. And the personality that I admire most, the same person you can write. And also the person who inspired me in my life. And also the place. If you just remember one place, for example, Sigiriya, so you can write for places. An interesting place I know, a place I like to visit, a place I visited recently, right? But the place where I live, you can't write about Sigiriya, right? If you have by-hearted something on candy, so you can replace some of the phrases and sentences to this. So usually these are the topics. There are some more topics now. See, from 2008 onwards, there are topics. You can take a screenshot and go through them and find information. Most of the topics are repeated. So this is 5 marks question. Even 2018, it is about my best friend. So which you have learned in grade 4. The job I like. So I'll be giving more topics that you can write and find yourself the mistakes and check them and correct yourself, right? So I'll have a small activity here. You have to listen and write the words you hear. So I'll be reading a small paragraph about a paragraph. You will have to write the words that you hear, right? Whatever the words, even articles, small words like is. So you have to write all, right? Ready? The person I admire most is my father. He is Mr. Priyankara Pereira. He is an office assistant. He is 48 years old. He is tall and has a beard. He can play the guitar well. My father has a habit of helping others. He wakes up early in the morning and worships the God before he goes to work. Did you write the words? Okay. Can you write the name? Yes, you can write it, type it on the chat. Name. You can extract the information quickly. Okay, shall I read it once? The person I admire most is my father. He is Mr. Priyanka Pereira. He is an office assistant. He is 48 years old. He is tall and has a beard. He can play the guitar well. My father has a habit of helping others. He wakes up early morning and worships the God before he goes to work. Yes, name is there, age is there, job. Office assistant, yeah. Appearance, tall and what? Has a beard. Yes, you know the beard regular. Special qualities. Or the abilities, qualities and abilities. Yes, helping others. What else? Abilities. Yes, can play the guitar and habits. So before he goes to work, what does he do? Yes, he worships the God. Right. So these are the answers as you have jotted down. Wakes up early, sweeps the. I didn't say sweep the gardens, right? Never mind. Right. So we'll move on to this. Can you fill the blanks? So with that extracted information, you are able to fill in this, right? So now see the length of the sentences. It's very short because we are going to earn all the 5 marks, right? So you have to make your sentences very short. If you are going to write lengthy sentences, they should be error free, right? So what I advise you to get the hallmark is go for simple, correct, short sentences. So the person I admire most is my, yes, father. He is Mr. Priyanka Pereira. He is an office assistant. He is 48 years old. He is tall and has a beard. He can play the guitar. Yes. My father has a habit of helping others. He wakes up early morning. He worships the early and so I have missed something there, right? So this is sweeps the garden. Every morning he worships the God before he goes to work. So if you write a short sentence and write a paragraph like this, you will get all the 5 marks, right? Here you are not going to break the paragraphs, only one paragraph, not 2 or 3 paragraphs, right? One paragraph. So now see my favorite person, my favorite personality, the person I like most. Maybe different topics, but you have to write the same content. There are questions like that. Now see, I have given a sample. So this is about the teacher. So the starting sentence will be like this. Everyone has a person in his life whom he likes the most. So that of course can be an introductory sentence where the examiner might think that you are good in, I think very good in your English. So the next part is, now everyone has a person in his life whom he likes the most. My most favorite person is Rajiv sir. He teaches us English. He has such a charming and friendly personality. That is why you like him. He teaches us with love and care. That is why you like him. I respect him a lot for his excellent command over the subject. To me, he is a friend, philosopher, and guide. So that is why he is your favorite person. He inspires us to speak in English and also to take part in sports, cultural activities, and social work. So that is why Rajiv sir is your favorite person. He never gets angry when we make mistakes. See how so they are the reason why you like him, why he is your favorite person. Due to his teaching, my marks in English improved a lot. I like him as a human being and hope to become like him in future. Our country needs more ideal teachers like him. So that is the concluding sentence. Right, you can take a screenshot here. That is about a personality. So when you write the paragraph, first you have to brainstorm things relevant to the topic. So this one, importance of homemade food. What are you going to write on this? Yes. So you will write what homemade food is. So the homemade food is that the food that we prepare at home, right? Preparing your meals by yourself at home is homemade food. It is always the best option if you want to live long and healthy. Now there's another saying, right? If you don't eat your food like drugs, you will eat drugs like food one day. Then after that, you can talk about the advantages of homemade food. So these are the advantages. And again, the benefits. If you eat this, so you don't have disadvantages of homemade food, right? So you have to write about the health benefits. So if you touch upon these things within your word limit, but you can't exceed this, right? If it is 50 to 60, you can't exceed more than 65. If you go on writing on about 70, 75, marks will be deducted. And also if you are not up to the required amount of words, again the marks will be deducted, right? If it is 50, at least there should be 45. Below 45, I mean less than 45, again the marks will be deducted. So you have to arrange your topic, arrange your facts on the topic. I mean you have to address the topic. You have to write the place. Right? You have to always address the question. Can you remember this now? Now see, I mean, favorite personality. It is not about his, where he lives, what he eats, or what his favorite subject, nothing. But why you like him. So this answer addresses the question. Right? So you have to always see to the topic. Here also it is the same. So you have to take some of the important facts here, and you have to move around the word limit. Okay. Now these will be probably the, predictable questions this time. My favorite food. So you have to write about the food and how it is made, why you like this food, what are the nutrition qualities here. Reading as a good habit. So you have to write what is reading. So why it is a good habit, what type of things that you can read. So some examples of reading materials and the benefit that you get from reading. So these things you have to write within your answer. It is the responsibility of a class monitor. So you have to write who is a class monitor or how he is elected and what responsibilities toward the school, toward the students, toward the teachers. So you have to touch upon those things. A film I watched recently, you have to write about the film, who produced it, what qualities are there, whether it is a what kind of adventurous movie or a detective or a funny comedy or something like that, and then why you liked it, and the main characters, some of the incidents that you like most, those things of course right. Okay, not other than the, so those are the points that you have to always include. Right. I'll take another 5 minutes and just talk about these vocabulary questions, which of course, though it is 5 marks, some of the students, they just go wrong with this, right? So sometimes you will get the same words in different word classes. Now see, organization, organize, organizer, organizing, organized. So these belong to different word classes. For example, organization is a noun. Organized is a verb. Organizer is a person, so again it is a noun. Organizing is again a verb. If it is organizing committee, you can take it as a gerund. Organized may be an adjective, may be a past tense. So you have to read this and find the correct one. Right now, for example, the welfare society of our school. So the subject is given here. So you will have to put a verb. If it is last week, so there's only one word fits here. Can you guess? Yeah. Then next, you must learn to your work. To is here. So the next verb should be what? If it is to, yeah, it is the base form, organize. UNESCO is N. N is here. Then there should be the, you have to start with the vowel sound and also a noun. And it's a noun, organization. IELTS is a well-recognized what? What? Examination, examine, exams, examined. Yes. IELTS is a well-recognized what? Is it examination or exams? It is exams here, right? If you write exam, it is wrong. It is not given. Examination is given and again exams is given. So if you write exam, it is not given. So you are not going to give marks. It is a here. See, IELTS is a well recognized. What is it then? Exams, the, if it is only one. Yes. Yes, it is examination because a means a cup, one. The doctor, the wound and prescribe some medicines. So the doctor, what? Examined. Yes. If there's examines, it's also correct. Lotus is a beautiful watering, watered plant. Yes. What plant? Is it watering plant or water plant? Yes, it is water plant. Situmi, the flower beds every morning. Every morning is something Situmi does every day. So it is watered waters. Yes, should be S, waters. Now next one, possible, possibility, impossible, possibilities, possibly. There were that they might change the plan. There were nam bahuvachana, plural. So what is it? So there should be some plural thing here. Yes, it is only possibilities, right? My teacher asked us to come up with other answers. Answers is the noun. So we'll have to put an adjective. What answers? Yes, can you guess? Possible answers. Good. The team practiced very hard, so they would. The word would is here. So there should be the base form. Possibility to win. This is the base form. There would. Sorry. They would possibly win. Possibly win. Right? Win is here. How do they win? Possibly. Would and win come together. Here the adverb. Right. So we'll move to the next activity. So now see, organization is the noun, organizer again noun, as I have described. Okay, the same thing. The welfare society of our school, the blood donation last week. If it is last week, what is it? Organized. Then learn to organize. UNICEF is an organization. Right. So we have discussed this. Sorry, this should be the other way, right? Beautiful water plant and Situmi waters the flower bed. So these we have discussed. There were possibilities. Come up with possible answers. Would possibly win the match.